Here we have a very interesting Andara volcanic glass paleo story stone effigy from Indonesia. But what makes this so interesting is that this volcanic glass is formed in the shape of these crystalline-like structures. These look like crystals, and what we have here is a seam of volcanic tuff separating the other side here with these crystal type structures as well. Now, we'll look at these a little bit more closely here as we progress along, but this whole area here, that whole side, both the crystals and on both sides and the volcanic tuff have been flaked away in paleo times. And then, of course, we have this entire side here has been flaked away. All that's been flaked away in Paleolithic times to form the profiles of the faces and of the mammoths that are displayed and imaged in this Paleo story stone effigy. What we have here is and these crystals, by the way, are very unusual. They're not like typical crystals. They're not flat-sided. They're not geometric, such as triangular shaped or rectangular at all. They're different shapes, but most of them are concave. Instead of flat surfaces, they're concave. That one's been etched for hair. And they're also convex. So these are concave and convex crystals. They're not straight-sided. Very interesting crystalline structure that you don't normally see in the crystal world, per se. This is kind of a regular crystal type structure. Now, this glass comes in this form here with the volcanic tuff matrix. It also comes in a globular form, and it also comes in kind of a sheet type form. Now, this would be a sheet type form here. This is a very nice ruby red specimen. I do have a video on these ruby red pieces that's well worth viewing if you haven't viewed it. And I have about a dozen specimens that all came from the same paleo offering cache. That's an eye that's been flaked out. That's the nose and mouth. And that hair has been grooved right into that stone. That's all ancient paleo grooving there. And that face is looking off to the left. And then we have the old face looking off to the right with the big droopy nose here. And that's the eye there. And then the hair on top of the head. So this is a sheet. This side here is natural surface, and this side here, pretty much natural, I believe. So this is more of a sheet of glass, and then this one here is the globular form. But the cool part of this globular form here is that they left the crystals very similar, identical to the crystals that we're just looking at here that are situated on both sides of the volcanic tuff. These are the same crystals. They're concave, convex. They left it up here for the hair of the baby mammoth, now facing off to the right. That's a baby mammoth right there with this little trunk that's been worked there. And then its eye, the eyelashes there, they did that a lot, where they actually grooved in and etched in all the hair there. That's all been etched in paleo times for the hair around the eye of the mammoth. And that is facing off to the right. But I wanted to share the globular form, but this one, they happen to leave these same crystals on top to just image the hair of the mammoth. So this image here, oh, by the way, these crystals are glass. They have bubbles in them, as Andara volcanic glass does. Other natural glass that has bubbles would be Libyan desert glass. Moldavite has natural bubbles, and other tektites have bubbles. But this is a very cool mammoth now, facing off to the right, its trunk draping down to the right, its eyes been kind of pecked out right there. This is the eye of the face looking up from the back of the mammoth. Now that's all been worked out of there. That's a big depression there that the Paleo Indians knocked a big crystal out of there down to the matrix to form the eye. They left this crystal for the nose, and then they flaked that away right there. They flake that away right here for the mouth. So you've got the face looking up from the back of the mammoth, which is customary imagery for Paleo story stone face and mammoth effigies. Now, when you turn it this way, now you have a mammoth with its eye here, big hair tuft above its head, and nice trunk draping down off to the left. That's a cool, mature mammoth right there. I look at it this way. Now we have another mammoth, mature mammoth, facing off to the left. And what they did here is they flake that out. They left that crystal and they flake that. You have a face looking forward from the front of the mammoth. Very cool face image, eye, nose, mouth, looking forward from the mammoth. Very cool. And then when we turn it over this way, now we have a great mammoth image, a baby mammoth with his big eye gouged out here, which we've seen before. This is its little trunk, and that's a huge hair tuft above its head, looking off to the left. And then when we look at it this way, now that slit right in the center there, that's the eye of the mature mammoth now with its big trunk draped off to the right. And then we'll have another mammoth image here. This one facing off to the right again, with kind of a human face looking forward from the mammoth. But this is a very interesting specimen in that we have this seam of volcanic tuff with the with the Andara volcanic glass crystal type formations on both sides, and it's all been worked beautifully around the perimeter to form the profiles of the faces and the mammoths. Just an outstanding Paleo story stone volcanic glass face and mammoth effigy from Indonesia.